We're back again on Lutherans Live with Dr. Curtis Thompson of the Department of Religion at Thiel College. Thanks again so much for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
As we come back to our final segment, we did want to specifically spend some time talking about the initiatives at Thiel and some of the things that would be of interest to our viewers. So let's turn to that now.
Well, when our president came into our midst, one of the things that he got going was an initiative called Imagining Thiel. And we have been meeting, attempting to identify some new initiatives that we can be coming forth with to better serve our constituents. And so we have a number of these. In our own religion department, we have developed a theology and youth ministry major. And the thought is, the religion department, it's kind of hard to relate to some of the students out there because most people don't really have a sense for what you do in the religion department. But their experience does include youth ministry, and some of them have an identity with that endeavor. And so we thought, okay, why don't we shoot for a youth ministry major? But a lot of the youth ministry majors that are in some of the institutions around the country don't have a lot of intellectual rigor. So this is a theology and youth ministry major, where there will be an emphasis on these students being able to develop their own theological understanding, in addition to learning about the first third. The first third refers to the first third of people's lives and all the interesting dynamics that go on. So there'll be sociology and communication and psychology, and we're thinking some music should be in there too if you're going to be doing youth ministry.
That sounds appropriate.
Yes, and a lot of times someone might have that vocational interest and they get into a youth ministry setting, and then after 4, 6, 8 years, they think, well, it's time to move on. And if they've got this theological background, in addition to their youth ministry expertise, they will be poised for moving into a graduate program, the seminary, whatever it might be. So we're excited about that offering as one. Marching band. We have not had a marching band at Thiel. And in Western Pennsylvania, there are a number of high school students who are really invested in the marching band experience. And so that's a new initiative that we will have. And we find now that we have a lot of people at Thiel already who would like to be in this new band. But we will be recruiting people for that as well.
It's true at the high school level, music and band in particular, with the strong emphasis on football, that seems to go hand in hand, and there are a lot of people with that experience.
We have some new sports. I don't know much about lacrosse, but there will be a lacrosse team for men and women that will be a spring sport. Now, as you expand your sports, you do get into difficulty on physical space. And so our president has pushed for a dome. We have a nice football stadium at Thiel. And so the thought is, well, let's put a dome over it after the last football game until the bad weather breaks in the spring. And you can get a dome put up, and it actually provides a huge space, not only for lacrosse, but a lot of other things as well. 300 feet high. Events in the community can make use of domes. They've got one at Cleveland State. They've got one at Augsburg College in Minneapolis. Not that many domes around, but we think that will serve us well for giving some extra space. We eventually, of course, want to build a new recreation center. But in the meantime, this is going to handle some of the difficulties that we're going to have on space as we add some of those new sports programs. But we also have things we're considering, the medicinal chemistry program, a global studies major. There are a number of them in this initiative, in the Imagining Thiel work that's being done.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be co-chair of that, so we've had a lot of meetings and done a lot of planning. We also have the community building initiative. It started last year, but it's continued strong under the leadership of President Van Aken. And here we have different tiers for building community. We have our traditional events that we've been having for years, but then we have some national and international speakers who come in who are what we call the community experiences. We have community gatherings, and we'll have a number of those events this semester. We just had one last week that happened to be Thiel Memories, where we brought in people who were at Thiel in the 40s and 50s and had them remember quite a change in the rules for campus life compared to what we have now. But a lot of different types of activities under the gathering. We have Thiel worship, and we have worship every Tuesday and Thursday night, but this is special noontime worship for the full community. Okay. And other events under that community building initiative, the greening initiative, the wellness portion of it. So a lot of things happening under that too.
Well, it sounds like the Imagining Thiel emphasis is broad-ranging and cuts across a lot of different aspects of the life of the community at Thiel. Sounds like it has a lot of promise.
Also, there's the Thiel Commitment, which will be a new program that will ensure that if students can't get their degree in 4 years, that 9th semester will be free for them. And once they do graduate, there will be a 60% reduction for any courses that they want to take after they have graduated. So trying to package this notion that we are committed to the students for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's an important aspect for people looking for a place to get a quality education in a student-friendly environment, as it were. We've actually come to the end of our time already, believe it or not, but we do appreciate all the time that you've given us and so much that you've been able to share in such a short period of time. Dr. Thompson, thanks again.
Well, thank you. You make this an enjoyable time.
Great to have you here. And thank you for being with us today on Lutherans Alive. We hope you've enjoyed this opportunity to meet a college professor, to hear about his walk of faith and the journey that has brought him here to Western Pennsylvania. If you have any other questions about Thiel, information is available on our screen. Until next time, this is Lutherans Alive. Good day, and God bless you.